So by far, one of the most important factors of becoming successful with day trading is learning how to trade with discipline and as little emotions as you possibly can. Now, just like anyone, this is something I struggled with a lot when I first got into trading. And in this video, I want to show you some of the hacks and rules that I implemented myself that helped me become a more disciplined and emotionless trader. And if you implement these, I guarantee you this will help you become a more profitable and disciplined day trader. All right, so let's just dive straight into this. And the first hack that I want to talk about is having a daily max loss limit for your trading. Now, I don't know about you, but so many times when I was on the verge of becoming profitable, I was like 6 months into my trading career and I was having my first ever profitable month. It was literally the last week of the month. I was up around $4,000 profit or so. And I kid you not, I took out an entire month of profits in one single day. Now, this is also known as going on tilt mode, where basically, let's say you take a bad trade, you're like, okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna win every trade. Then you end up taking another trade and it doesn't work out for you again. And in that moment, right, you don't really realize it, but you start getting very emotional. You start getting mad, angry, whatever it is, and you start revenge trading. You start going on tilt mode, meaning you're not making actual logical decisions. You're thinking with your emotions. You're just trying to make your money back. So my theory is that if I take 2 red trades in a row, that third trade I take is probably not going to be a good setup because I'm not going to be in the right mindset to take a good trade. So that's why for me, I put a daily max loss limit. This depends on how many contracts you trade with, how much money you trade with. But typically the way I do it is, let's say a decent trade makes you $500. Then I would put my daily max loss limit at $500. That way, if you are taking trades with a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, that means you can have 2 red trades before you actually hit your daily max loss limit. Same thing, if a decent trade for you makes you $1,000, then my daily max loss limit would also be $1,000. And what's cool about this is if you have a daily max loss limit for yourself, you're guaranteed to never have a big red day again. This one hack alone has helped me a lot in my trading because that's one of the things I struggled with. Was I was consistently green and I'd have 1, 2, 3 bad days where I'd wipe out all my gains I made for the whole entire month. Okay, so the second hack you can use to have more discipline and have less emotions when you're trading is trading blind. And no, I'm not talking about blindfolding yourself and randomly taking trades. What I'm talking about is not looking at your P&L the whole entire day until you're done with trading. So what that means is you wake up in the morning, right? You start your normal routine. You start trading for a few hours, right? Maybe your first trade is a small loss. Okay, we're fine. We didn't hit that daily max loss limit. And then let's say you take another trade and you have a good, decent trade. And then maybe you take one more and you have a small winner. Maybe it was more of a scalp. Again, that whole entire process, you're not looking at your P&L. And what this actually makes you do is it makes you focus on getting good at trading. I can use the analogy of if you watch a professional basketball game, they're not constantly looking at the scoreboard. What they're doing is they're focused on the actual game. They're focused on who they have to guard. They're focused on, what their actual position is, what they need to do. And it's the same thing with trading. You need to focus on the actual chart. You need to focus on your confirmations. You need to focus on what you actually need to do versus just looking at your P&L the whole time, spiking your emotions up, therefore giving you less discipline. So the third hack I'm gonna give you is something that you probably don't wanna hear, but if you have a daily max loss limit and you're blind trading and you still feel those emotions because you kind of still know how much you're gonna be up and down based on the actual chart, then the absolute best thing you can do is literally just size down. I've talked to multiple people in this space where they're still not a profitable trader, but they're trading, with $30,000 account sizes, right? They're still trading with a lot of money. And I'm like, man, you would save so much money if you just size down, right? Why not just size down? You're not going to be as emotional. You're going to be a more disciplined trader. You're going to be more likely to follow your setups if you size down, because like I said, when you're more emotional, right, it's gonna make you make stupider decisions. So the way to have less emotions about your trading, right, is obviously to size down. You're not gonna care as much, right? If you're only making $100 for a good trade versus $1,000 or $2,000, you're gonna feel a lot less pressure when you're trading with that smaller account size, or if you're trading with less contracts. So again, if you still feel emotional, you feel super nervous when you're trading, because the reason you feel that way is because you're not confident in your skills yet. And if you're not confident in your skills yet, then you shouldn't be trading with a bunch of money. Once you feel confident with your trading, then you can go trade with more money and start making, $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, $3,000 a day, whatever that goal is for you. But this is something I always say, you have to earn your size, right? So start out with a super small account, focus on making 50 bucks, 100 bucks a day. And then once you have a profitable couple weeks, you have a profitable month, right? Then scale up 20, 30%, right? Add on a few more contracts. Okay, do that for another month. If you're profitable, right, you can scale up again. You can slowly start scaling up the business model. And obviously, if you're scaling up 20% every month, it's not going to seem like that much in the start, right? Maybe you, instead of making 100 bucks a day, now you're making 120 bucks a day, 130 bucks a day. But as that starts to compound, you do that for a year, not only does your confidence build up, but that portfolio starts compounding. And now that 20% you're adding every single month over a year time, right? That's how people start making, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 per day. So as much as you probably don't want to hear it, the best advice I can give you is to actually size down, build your confidence up, build your skills up, and you're gonna be much better off in the long run. All right, so the fourth hack I give you, this is something I recommend everyone to do. And this is simply only trading at key areas of interest or at key levels. Now, this might be common sense to a lot of you guys, but you'll be surprised, right? A lot of traders, if they miss their entry at a support or resistance level, and let's say the trade starts going up, what they'll do is they'll chase the trade. And now they're entering a trade when it's not even at a key level. And what this does is it exposes you to a lot more risk, right? Because now instead of putting your stop loss a few points below the support level, now it has all that extra space to pull back, right? So your stop loss is going to have to be a lot bigger. And what this does is, again, this is going to raise your emotions. You're going to make less rational decisions because in the back of your mind that if this trade doesn't work out, right, I'm going to lose a bunch of money because I'm going to have to risk a lot more points, right? So this is one of the reasons I like to focus on double bottoms, double tops as a confirmation for my actual entry of the trade. It's because once we bounce off that support level, right, what I like to do is I like to wait for the double bottom or the double top or the retest, right? And I like to enter on that retest, right? That way I have a very limited risk. I'm not risking a whole bunch of money because I can put my stop loss a few points below the lows. So this works whether your levels are based on supply and demand, support and resistance, right? Areas of confluence. Doesn't matter. The point is to make sure you get a good entry. That way you don't have to risk a bunch more points and you're not going to be as worried if the trade doesn't actually work. Because if it doesn't work, right, you're not going to lose that much money compared to if you're chasing the trade. You'd have to risk a lot more money or a lot more points. All right, and the last hack I have for you, this is by far the thing that has helped me the most with becoming a profitable trader. And this is having key setups that you follow, that you trust, that you're confident in, and only taking trades if you see your setups occur. So what I mean by this, I'll give you an example. A setup to me is a key level that we just talked about, right? Combined with multiple different confirmations that you pick out. Okay, if you see this all at the same time, then I will take the trade, right? So it's basically kind of a formula of confirmations and a key level, and that is defined as your setup, right? If you see all those things happening at the same time, therefore, I will enter the trade. And the reason why this makes you a more disciplined and less emotional trader is because now you're not guessing whether the price is going up or down. You're not trying to always determine where the price is going. All you have to do is you wake up in the morning, you make sure to get your key levels in there. You make sure to, review the charts, kind of the bigger picture. But once I do all that and the market actually opens, all I'm doing is I'm waiting for my setups to appear in front of my eyes. Right? So I'm letting the trades come to me versus trying to make a reason to enter a trade, right? And make a decision of whether to go long or short. And sometimes my setups won't happen for an hour. Sometimes they'll appear within the first 10 minutes. Sometimes they won't appear at all, right? And I just won't take a trade for that day, which is completely fine, right? You don't have to take a trade every day. You have to understand the stock market, the market is not an ATM machine. All right, so if you don't have an edge in the market, you don't see one of your setups appear. And by the way, those setups should give you an edge, meaning it has over a 50% win rate. So again, I'm not here to tell you which setups are best, which setups you should be taking, and how you should only be using the fib combined with this and blah, blah, blah. Because obviously everyone has different trading styles. Everyone sees the market differently. What I am telling you is following these core principles of only taking trades when you see your setup, only following levels, sizing down, not watching your P&L the whole time, and having that daily max loss limit, right? This is going to help you be a more disciplined and emotionless trader, therefore helping you make better decisions throughout your trading, which in return will make you a more profitable trader. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope these 5 hacks are helpful for you. Let me know which hacks you're going to be using in the comments below. And real quick, before you guys go, if you guys want to see exactly how I trade, my exact setups I follow, and ultimately just see the exact system I use to become a profitable trader, be sure to download a free copy of my day trading guide. Like I said, this will show you the exact system I use to actually take trades in the market. So anyways, if you do want a free copy of this guide, all you have to do is click on the first link in the description below, or just head over to this link right here. With that being said, guys, as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Trade smart, trade safe, and I will see you in my next video.